business. They are successful in some areas and some instances, and we've helped beef up on the west side. We didn't have a grocery store for that area, whole area unserved. So we helped Henry's Grocery. Rolling Acres is such a large complex that we really hope that there's another reuse, and that's why we're working with the owners. But the city doesn't own it. We don't have responsibility for maintaining it, and it would be like any other private business you walk into. If you're unhappy, then that's sort of a decision you need to make. The first part was Young's Restaurant, and I don't know if the young lady has ever gone to the Mustill store, but the Mustill store down along the canal was in worst condition that you could ever imagine Young's being in. And some of the historical people who are involved in the historical entities or facilities in our community or care about historically significant facilities urged us years ago to buy that. And quite frankly, people thought I was crazy, but we bought that. We got money from the federal government that's going to be spent somewhere in the national parks to be able to fix up that building, and they have done a tremendous job. It's a trailhead for people who walk along that part of the canal. I would really urge you to go down off of North Street and look at the Mustill store to see the possibility of what could happen at Young's. We have the Canal Corridor Coalition really urging us to work with them, and Dan Rice and his group are really taking the lead. We just feel like we should put some amount of money in. We're not going to do everything on our own, but we feel like we should be a partner since it is in Akron and has great potential for the future if we keep some of our historical structures. That's the oldest restaurant in Summit County and served the canal users back in the 1800s. So I think it is worth exploring and looking at if we can get it at a reasonable cost, and then look for other funds that, again, are going to be spent somewhere in some national corridor. And if we have this, we can get those federal funds. Hopefully it helps improve our community rather than somewhere in Omaha or Houston or somewhere.